Russian disinformation campaigns have become notorious around the world for their ability to cause chaos. And while some suggest Moscow's motives begin and end with creating havoc, the reality is that Russia has clear strategic goals in mind. The Kremlin employs disinformation operations to weaken its competitors overseas, to maintain influence in its own neighborhood, and to keep President Putin in power. In Russia's neighbor to the south, a case study of all three of these objectives converge on a laboratory in Georgia. Since opening in 2011, the U.S. government-funded Lugar Lab in the Georgian capital has become a recurring character in Russian disinformation campaigns, designed to undermine a burgeoning partnership between Washington and Tbilisi. In 2018, Dilyana Gatencheva, a Bulgarian journalist and frequent contributor to Kremlin-affiliated media outlets, published documents on her personal blog and filmed an investigative video asserting that the U.S. Embassy in Georgia and the Pentagon were running a secret military program, trafficking human blood, and testing deadly pathogens on Georgian citizens inside the Lugar Lab.
Leaked documents reveal that the U.S. Embassy in Tbilisi transports pathogens, as well as frozen human blood samples, as diplomatic cargo.
Like many conspiracy theories, this one should have been lost in the ether of the World Wide Web. But that's not how Russian-backed disinformation campaigns work. Gatencheva's posts bounced around pro-Kremlin and anonymous social media accounts for 2 days before surfacing on Russian-backed news outlets RT and Sputnik. The articles and video segments featuring a pro-Moscow Georgian political citing the world of an American journalist who just happens to write for the Kremlin-affiliated publication Veterans Today gave the Lugar Lab conspiracy theory the thinnest veneer of credibility it needed to thrive. Once this story wormed its way into the information ecosystem, the Russian Defense Ministry capitalized by issuing a statement claiming that the U.S. undertook a secret biological weapons testing program in Georgia, killing at least 73 people. From there, multiple Western outlets picked up the story, completing the life cycle of the Lugar Lab disinformation campaign, from fringe narrative to mainstream news at a dizzying speed. This is how Russian disinformation penetrates and shapes public discourse. There is no perfect solution to combat this challenge, but there are steps we can take to mute its effects. First, we must recognize that disinformation targets our beliefs, biases, fears, and emotions. If we understand our own vulnerabilities, we'll be better prepared to spot the tactics used to exploit them. Second, we must take accountability for the information we share. Disinformation is only effective when it is spread by trusted sources. So before sharing information with friends and family, take the time to evaluate the source, the context, and the veracity of the claim. Finally, we must invest in our collective resilience. Russia has mastered the game of manipulation, in part because we've made it so easy for them to play. By supporting local journalism, promoting digital literacy education, and tamping down our partisan politics, we can help ensure that Russian disinformation falls through the cracks. Russia has mastered this game, and the public has been unwitting players for too long. By redefining the rules of engagement, we can help bring this game to an end.